The 2024 Big 12 Preseason Media Poll has been released, and the Texas Tech Red Raiders are picked to finish ninth in the Big 12 Conference. Is that fair or not? We will discuss that and more in today's video, including two Red Raiders making the All-Big 12 Preseason first team. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's RC Maxfield here for the Back to 12 podcast. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. But maybe most importantly today, I want to hear from you guys. So go down to the pinned comment and tell me, before we even get into the analysis, is it fair or not that Texas Tech is projected to finish ninth in the Big 12 Conference? All I want you to do is type F for fair or N for not. Down on the pinned comment, let me know down below. All right. Before we get there, though, let's have some fun with something. How about this? EA Sports trickling out some stuff for the new college football game, and they had this today in their Dynasty Mode teaser in terms of everything. I spy a certain team out in West Texas as the 4 seed in the college football playoff. Now, again, I get it. This is just for fun. But I did think it was interesting because you look at the teams on there and, hey, a lot of people like them. Now, the most interesting one by far is NC State as the 1 seed. It's something. It's something there, but thought it was fun. Just something to throw out there when it comes to Texas Tech football, because I know there are a lot of excited people in terms of this video game finally coming out after a decade. It's cool to see Texas Tech, even if it's just in a mock-up, seen in the college football playoff. So I digress. All right, let's jump right into it in terms of the two Red Raiders named to the preseason All-Big 12 first team. No surprise in terms of the first name that we're going to discuss here. It's Tahj Brooks. Alongside Ollie Gordon, those two are arguably the two best running backs in college football. You can make the case for, a couple of the guys up there at Ohio State. There's a couple of other running backs across the country, but those two guys in Ollie Gordon and Tahj Brooks have a good case to make that, hey, we're the best running backs in the country. And Tahj Brooks makes the all Big 12 preseason first team. Now, the other one is wide receiver Drae McCray, and he makes it as the kickoff returner / punt returner. So congrats to McCray on that one. It's a little surprising that you didn't see at least one more Red Raider. I think you probably would have if you had the likes of Jalen Hutchings or Tony Bradford returning, but I thought it was, interesting not to see guys like maybe a Josh Kelly or a CJ Baskerville, but it kind of tells you how loaded the Big 12 is from a upperclassmen perspective in terms of talent. There was a ton of upperclassmen on this, and actually a grandpa coming in as well with Cam Rising. I'm kidding, Utah fans. Please don't come at me in the comments, but he's damn near 30. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's get into the crux of the video, right? Because I know why you're here. You want to hear, RC, why the hell does the Big 12 have, well, not the Big 12, the media members have the Red Raiders picked as ninth? It's a good question. Let's look at the poll. It's there on your screen right now. It was released on Tuesday, July 2nd. And for those that may not know, Big 12 Media Days are actually next week. I believe on July 9th and the 10th out in Vegas. So that's pretty cool. Moving that from, typically they do it at Cowboy Stadium. Now they move it to Sin City. There really wasn't that many surprises at the top. Like, if you ask me, I think Utah, Kansas State, and Oklahoma State should 1000% be the top 3 in kind of really any order you want. I think you could make the argument, but I agree with the order they have there in terms of Utah, Kansas State, and Oklahoma State. But from about 4 to 9, really, I think you could make an argument for a lot of things, right? If you're making the case for Kansas to be that high for number 4, right, you have to, appreciate what Texas Tech did last year as well, because Kansas did it with a backup quarterback. The Red Raiders started 3 quarterbacks for the second time in back-to-back years, right? Like, that's one of the things there that I think Texas Tech could make this look a little bit silly, not from the standpoint of, oh my goodness, there's teams above them that aren't deserving, like West Virginia. They had a great year last year. I put egg on my face in terms of saying they were clearly the worst team in the Big 12. They proved me wrong. In fact, they used me in a hype video. That's how bad it was in terms of my pick there. But I think Texas Tech at 9 in my opinion, feels fair. That being said, I think there's a strong case to be made in terms of the schedule that Texas Tech has, that they could finish as high as fourth, if not higher, in this conference. The reason being is this, and I'll keep it on the screen for you guys so you continuously look at it real quick. Texas Tech plays 5 of the 6 teams picked to finish below them and 5 of the 6 lowest odd teams to win the conference. What teams are those? Look at the teams below Texas Tech. The only one that they do not play this year is Houston. That's it. They play Arizona State at home, Cincinnati at home, right? Like, you look at these teams that they play and where they play them, right? You're in a really good spot if you're Texas Tech to potentially make some noise because, again, we know the struggles Texas Tech has had on the road, right? In terms of where they've gone. And I mean, BYU is a perfect example last year, right? But we're looking at the schedule here in terms of who they play. You get ACU at home. You got to go to Pullman and play Washington State, right? But then you look at everything else and you think about it and it's like, okay, you're in a really good spot. And by the way, BYU is up there as well in terms of the odds aspect of it. But to me, Texas Tech is in a really good spot to potentially change some things up here. Again, you get to play Arizona State, Cincinnati, and Baylor at home. 3 of the bottom 5 teams there. Then you can add Colorado at home as well, right? Now, you do got to play Arizona, Iowa State on the road, okay, as well as Oklahoma State. But you avoid Utah, Kansas State, Kansas, and, I mean, just UCF in general, okay? So for me, again, I get the 9 aspect. I really do. And I probably left that graphic too long on the screen, but I wanted to make sure y'all could see it. I get the 9 aspect of it. I really, really do for Texas Tech because, again, UCF went out and had a lot of good transfer portal additions, including their starting quarterback, at least presumed starting quarterback, in KJ Jefferson. West Virginia surprised a lot of people. They deserve some credit. But that being said, I think Texas Tech, again, being at 9, I get it, but I think they're severely undervalued, and you're going to see Joey McGuire and crew use this as bulletin board material. There's absolutely no way that they don't because, again, if you have a healthy Baron Morton, there's no way that Texas Tech finishes 9th in the Big 12. There's absolutely no way with the additions you made, not only offensively, but defensively. Okay, you think about it from the offensive perspective. What were Lyle and I complaining about the most last year when it came to wide receivers? They couldn't separate. What do? You get a guy in Josh Kelly, who's one of the best wide receivers in the transfer portal. You get Caleb Payday Douglas, who was a starter at Florida, right, before he got injured. You get Jalen Conyers from Arizona State. You get the Yak Monster himself and John Carlos Miller at the tight end spot. No, by the way, I haven't even mentioned that you're bringing back Coy Aiken. You're bringing back Drae McCray. You're bringing in the first 5-star wide receiver in program history. I really, truly get why they have Texas Tech at 9, and I think it's probably fair more so than not. But that being said, if Baron Morton is healthy, there is, I won't say no chance, but a very, very small one that Texas Tech finishes 9th because they have addressed big-time needs and have depths in area that they really haven't had in a long time. It all comes down to this, right? And we've said it for 3 years now. If your quarterback stays healthy, you have a chance to make some serious noise in the Big 12 and really make this projected 9th place finish by the media members look ridiculously foolish. All right, that's going to do it for today's video. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. And before you head out of here, you tell me down on the pinned comment below, is it fair that Texas Tech was projected to finish 9th in the Big 12? Just a simple F for fair or N for not. Let me know down on the pinned comment below. I am RC Maxfield reminding you, if you want to join the fastest growing and the largest group of Texas Tech fans here on YouTube, just simply like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell.